Shib Army, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark, and let's get into the exciting kind of spike we've seen within Shiba Inu right now, over 60% in a week. All right, so I want to get in this article by Finbold because they have been one of the more standout cryptos right now in the ongoing rally that we're seeing in the market. And now we need to talk about it, right? Dogecoin is absolutely pumping. So Shiba Inu deserves some credit as well. So let's get down into that conversation because we have seen a lot of buying pressure within Shib. And now that market cap is well above $16 billion. I want to share with you guys what exactly is going on as we look to break through 403. I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts on Shib and get you guys on your way. But before we do, make sure you guys all like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. All right. And if you have any thoughts about Shiba Inu, I want to know, is that zero in play? Do you think we can take back that zero in the short term with what Dogecoin has done in this short period of time? Anything, in my opinion, is obviously possible. Please remember, though, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. But let's talk some crypto. Let's get down into Shib. And I want to share with you guys what's going on right now in the market. All right. And I'm going to look into the crypto bubbles to do so as we dive into this exciting day. And look at the green bubbles, right? That's a lot. Makes my job a lot easier talking crypto when we do have gains like this. And just food for thought, you can look at some of the meme coins out here in the space. All right. The overall market right now is absolutely pumping. For a crypto the size and magnitude of Bitcoin to have an 8+% in one single day, that's absolutely unheard of. And now we look at some of the few ones that are pumping. Dogecoin, it was up almost over 20% today. Dog with Hat, Brett, Pepe, all the ones we talk about, all seeing insane gains. And the one that we're going to talk about right now is Shiba Inu, okay, as we are up 7.8% as we're currently recording. But what we wanted to touch upon was this kind of week that we've been having over 60% for this week, and 61.3 to be exact. So let's get down into it. A little bit of the backstory here. Okay. You have to kind of talk about it in this rally. There is a lot of buying pressure. Okay. And that's where we look at Shib right now, currently at a $16.13 billion market cap. But the big question is, and for you guys watching, okay, I'm sure you guys all hold Shib ecosystem tokens. You want to know kind of what's going on with them. Well, it's always been kind of my position where we do look at Shiba Inu as being the mothership, the driver of the ecosystem. And I think that's what right now, as if I had a say in it all, I would be pushing for Shib just to, do its best right now and compete and really rally with the rest of the market the way that it's going. Okay. I understand kind of what's going on with Bone and some of the ecosystem plays, some of the meme coins within SHIBARIUM. Okay. And that's all fine and dandy. But right now, this is kind of what we need to focus on, because I think more so in the short and long term, Shiba Inu having this momentum is going to be the most important thing right now as it currently stands. Okay. Currently, we are above the 50 and 200-day moving averages. And within the RSI, we have been relatively bullish. So a lot of the momentum indicators that we have on the charts are showing that Shib have had a very much an overbought period of time. Okay, so that's kind of where we look at the RSI and looking at these figures, because being overbought, there's a lot of indication that there could be some profit taking. We could see some consolidation. Really don't know what to do. And I think the way that the market is performing right now, all bets are off. Okay, I'm not going to act here like I have a crystal ball and I'm going to tell you, okay, tomorrow Shiba Inu is going to take out that zero. It's not going to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the numbers, we're going to look at the metrics, and stay in tune to what the chart is doing, because that's really, quite frankly, all that matters. Now, let's take a look at a crypto trader, Chris on X. Okay, it made a post back on November 11th, and that is something where we look at Shiba Inu breaking out from a bullish pennant zone. You can see right here in this graphic. Okay, now this potential breakout is supported by a lot of increased volume and potential strong buying interest for Shiba Inu investors, and that's kind of what we have going on. All right, I think it's very much in play that Shib takes out that that 2, and we do get way above the 403 line. Okay, I think 4037 is going to be a very, very key number of resistance as we look forward to this push that we're seeing in the market, and how that's going to trickle down and play a role in what Shib's doing on the chart. On the other hand, though, there's something where you look at another analyst, Crypto Tony, sharing that Shiba Inu bulls are aiming on to hold that 4022 line. Okay, so if we do retest this consolidation, we can see a very much a bullish position that would signal more bullishness within Shib. And The biggest thing right now is momentum. Okay. And that's kind of what I'm going to touch upon, because if you guys were around in 2021, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There was no reason for SHIB to go up. There was FOMO, there was hype, there was interest, and it just was one thing after another. Shiba Inu just continued to go and go and go up. Okay. And that's kind of why you have to be smarter this time around. Okay. We're going to just keep it simple and stupid. If you were a trader back in 2021, you probably made a lot of gains, but you also probably realized a lot of losses holding on for too long. So right now, this is kind of where people start getting this renewed anxiety, some hope, and uncertainty, because you just don't know when this is all going to stop. Okay. Quite frankly, with Bitcoin doing what it's doing, and we look at more of the macro with a new regime taking place in Washington, it's very bullish for crypto right now. Okay. We couple that with Donald Trump and his outlook for cryptocurrency and how he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. You know, those are all basically huge macro storylines that we can go down to and really signal the fact that, you know, Shiba Inu, maybe their rally has not even started yet. Okay. So that's kind of what we've seen. We've seen this with Dogecoin right now and Elon Musk. I think that's a very strong narrative. Shiba Inu doesn't really have that driving force politically to help him. However, I do think there is a situation where everything just starts going insane to a point where it really doesn't even matter what SHIB is doing. And that's kind of good and bad. We've always talked about, you know, in the bear market, you needed to build organically and really establish themselves. And that's kind of what the whole purpose of the burns within Shiba Inu as well as SHIBARIUM. That's why you needed all that stuff. Now it's a little bit different because you don't really need anything. Meme coins can be meme coins, and we can have insane rallies with really nothing to warrant all of that attention. Okay. But as we get into kind of what's happening within Shiba Inu, okay, this is kind of what one of the take-home messages of the future is going to be, as we've seen Kusama proposing to create a Silicon Valley for crypto. Now, if successful, the plan would seek to position the United States as a global leader in blockchain innovation. Okay. And that's kind of where we get into what SHIB does best. All right. Burning the supply. Now, recent data has showed that the burn rate has surged over 1,800% over the last 24 hours, resulting in 463 million tokens being removed from that circulating supply. Now, all you guys are probably chuckling right now, laughing and saying, well, SHIB's been burning tokens and we've never seen that price implication. Well, it's going to take probably 5 to 10 years. All right. And that's at a minimum. But that's what I'm saying. SHIB needs to continue doing what SHIB does best and let the macro conditions take care of the price. And then as we get further and further down the roadmap for Shiba Inu, that's when the burning's all going to kind of come to fruition. Okay. So that's kind of what we have. I think that right now, Shiba Inu is one of the cryptos right now positioned very well for sustained bullish momentum and future growth. And there's a lot of indicators supporting that. But what we have to be in tuned about is this is a smarter population of crypto traders. Okay. Like I said earlier in this video, a lot of people have been burned within what happened in 2021 and 2022. And then we had pretty much the worst macro conditions that you possible known to mankind. We had the Russia-Ukraine conflict. We had COVID. We had a ton of different narratives. And then all of a sudden, boom, then we had what happened in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine. And seemingly all that stuff has not really resolved. It's just kind of taken a back seat to the new presidential regime and what seemingly looks to follow. But right now, guys, the momentum is what we need to maintain. I think that SHIB's doing a great job of just kind of letting it run its course. Okay. You don't want to be too ambitious. You don't want to have a lot of people come into the fold and then get wrecked and then leave and then cause another scenario that we saw back in 2022. Okay. But I do think that this is something where if we look into kind of what the market is showing, we'll dive into the trading view real quickly before I let you guys go. And this is kind of where you can look at what we've had go on. And this is something where you can't ignore. Okay. This is where we flashed momentum up back on November 5th. And then since that Tuesday, we've been pretty much in a very strong escalator. Okay. Rising essentially from that sub 402 line to where we're talking about getting to the 403 level and even beyond. Okay. So let's just celebrate the win. We're up 50% in the last 4 days almost. And that's something that as a SHIB trader, you got to be kind of excited about that. Okay. And if we date back kind of my charts here, and you can see how we've been talking about Shiba Inu, that 4024 to 4029, that's been the level where we've wanted to see consolidation. Forgive my squiggly lines, but this sine wave here is just indicating that wave that I want to see where SHIB consolidates in this zone. And I'm going to extend this a little bit because we are going to monitor what's going on the charts here from here on out, because this is kind of where we're getting into the period where you really have to be on your feet and adapt to the markets, because it could be one of those buckle up situations and scenarios where you can't explain the momentum, but we're going to go on a ride similar to what we saw back here. If we want to look into 2021, just food for thought, I'll put it on the daily chart so we can go back that far. Okay. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. All right. If we go back to 2021, nobody saw this coming. Okay. And that was where Shiba Inu went on an insane rally. And here we are right here today at this top of the blue line right here, rivaling the yearly other local high that we've saw back in March, springtime of 2024. And we were basically almost halfway, or a little bit more than halfway, of all-time highs. So we're not that far off. We got to keep pressing. It's going to be a crazy time. And if we do see something similar to what we saw back here in 2021, if you hold Shiba Inu, the best advice I can give you, obviously it's not financial advice, but just a word of caution, buckle up, because it's going to be very exciting. All right. So we're going to have all the Shiba Inu news and updates right here on the channel. If you haven't done so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.